Everybody, hi there, my name is Coach Borino. Welcome to another edition of Coach Borino Live, where we share ideas and tips. I answer your questions. Today we'll be talking about how to transition from being a buyer's agent, chauffeuring buyers around, driving, spending weekends, working your butt off. Just hope to get a deal accepted and hopefully closed to become a dominant listing force in your neighborhood. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, watch that first, because that's where we set up the platform. That's where we set up the foundation. How are you guys? Good to see you, everybody. Welcome. Lots of familiar faces joining us. Nice to see everybody. Let me just put this in the... Here you go. Mr. Jason Fazio is here. Good to see Vivian. Chandra saying hello. Jesus saying hi. Good to see you guys. Welcome. All right. Ready to learn some more? So, quick recap, just real quick. What we talked about last time is why you should transition, why you need to hone your skills and build systems that will help you be the dominant force, listing force. Why? Of course, you control the market. You control your income and you control your time. You control your time, your income, your business, and your sanity. Because we all know how challenging it is to get the buyers pre-qualified, just to meet with them, just to set up an appointment. They're touchy, they're finicky, they're scared, they're nervous. Normal behavior. But it is difficult. Then you finally get them to get pre-approved, you finally get them in your car, you start showing them property, hoping that on Saturday afternoon we're going to find the right one, boom, write it up, done. But that doesn't work that way. And you spend week after week after week, then they find one, then they get cold feet, they back out. Then they finally find the courage to sign the contract, make an offer, even though it's a shitty offer. You work your ass off going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, get the fucker approved. Just so they freak out when the inspection report comes in because there's a drippy faucet, a leaky faucet. And you have to start the process all over again. We all have been there. And you're going to spend hours and hours and hours doing that. Now, yes, the first-time buyer can be exciting. It can be rewarding. You may even think, and some people believe that it's a quick way to earn a commission, but that's not the case. It doesn't work that way. So what you need to do is shift your mindset first, shift your focus first on saying, I can control the listing inventory. I can get good listings. There are sellers out there who I can help. Are you with me on this? So you got to change. And it is not an easy change, but it's a necessary one. It's an essential one, especially these days. You've heard all these noise, all these things about buyer's agent compensations, lawsuits, all that. You have Zillow, Redfin, and all these discount brokers moving in. This is where it's essential. So what does it take? You make a decision. It's the right mindset. You have to have systems. You have to have a lead generation system, how you prospect, lead generate, market, and advertise, how you're getting leads, seller leads. Number 1. Number 2, how you follow up with those leads, good contact management system plus some sequences, where the magic happens in a conversation, which is another skill you need to develop, which is your communication skill. How you come across. Not a needy, desperate, scripted salesperson, but a confident, good communicator, an advisor, a guide. Not a sales schlub. There's plenty of them out there. And then it's a matter of part 3. The system number 3 is a good listing system. The pre-listing, very important. Then the actual presentation, delivering good listing presentation, talking to the seller, listening to the seller, paying close attention to getting listings. That's what it takes. Good pricing skills, good communication skills, you can do that. That's the good thing. If this guy from Czechoslovakia figured it out, how to become a good listing agent, every single one of you can as well. And there are plenty of funnels and plenty of lead sources that will get you good sellers. So now the question is, and what we're going to address today is, what the hell are we going to do with the buyers? Do you just let them go? Of course not. There is an opportunity in there. There is a chance there to make money and be helpful. So there are 4 exceptions to the rule, don't work with buyers. Okay, so let's go through that right now. Let's say you do an open house, somebody walks in. You work with buyers who are also sellers. And those are buyers who come into your open house and who say, oh, we love the house, but we need to sell our first. Yay, those are actually really good. So we're going to keep those. You're going to ask some questions. You're going to start building rapport and relationship with them. You're going to start qualifying them. Now, don't pounce on them. Is your house listed yet? Are you working with an agent? Those are scary, pushy questions. Start with the excitement, the emotion, because the decision will be based on emotion. So what emotions are you looking for? Excitement, joy, good anticipation. Why are they moving in the first place? What excites them? What are they looking for? So those are the type of buyers we want. Buyers who want to buy your own listings, so you can double in the transactions. Now we could get into discussion about dual agency, representation, all that. I'm here to tell you, my friends, that the best service I can provide for my sellers is to be able to control the entire transaction rather than have some rookie or some incompetent fool or some buyer's agent who's also a part-time plumber represent the buyer and fuck things up. I had way too many of those experiences. If I can protect everybody's best interest, the best interest is for the buyer to buy the house, for the seller to sell the house. I know how to do it. I know how I can make it happen. So I can protect both sides, I can represent both sides, put the deal together, everybody's happy. I've done them, they're good deals, everybody's cool. So I'm not here to start the discussion over whose interest you're representing. I'm representing both best interests. If I have a buyer who wants to buy a house and I can represent the seller who wants to sell that house, yes, I can put the deal together. And those are good deals. And because I can control it, I know how to arrange it. I know which lender to use. I know who the best resources are to make the transaction happen. Because at the end, I don't make decisions. It's going to be the buyer decision and the seller decision. I can guide them and provide information. That's what a good guide does. So those are good buyers. You're going to hold on to those. Buyer number 3 I want are my past clients. Let's say I sold a house 4 or 5 years ago and they say, you know what, it's time for us to get a bigger house. Can you help us? Absolutely. Let's figure out what we can sell for and let's see where we can get to. Let's get some information together and let's get clear why it matters to them. That's important. That's important with all of these. Why are they moving in the first place? How bad do they want to move? How soon do they want to move? Are they ready? Are they war buyers? And I'll tell you what war stands in a moment. But let me give you the fourth one. So we got buyers who need to sell first, buyers who want to buy your own listings, your past clients, and direct referrals. That means somebody from your sphere comes to you and says, you know what, my nephew wants to buy their first home. They got married last year. They're looking for the first home. Can you help them? Those you work with. Okay, so those are the 4 you always work with. Now make sure these buyers are war buyers. This is critical. Make sure you really are clear. Make sure they are clear. So here's what WAR stands for. W-A-R. Willing, able, and ready. Are they willing? Are they willing to go through the steps necessary? So something like getting pre-qualified, that's not optional. That's in their best interest. Of course they need to get pre-qualified. Of course we need to see what the credit is like, how much cash we have to work with, what income, what needs to happen before they can even start looking at properties. So they're mentally prepared. They understand it's not just going to be principal and interest. There'll be insurance, there'll be taxes, there may be even private mortgage insurance. There'll be other expenses involved. They need to be ready for all that. Best qualified person is your good trusted lender. I had a relationship with my man Mitch. Mitch did millions of loans. Not millions, but a lot of loans for me. Mitch could be trusted. If Mitch told me, dude, I can do this loan, it's as good as done. And if Mitch told me this loan will never happen, I could broker it and shop it anywhere I wanted to. Nobody would touch it, even some Nigerian lender. So are they willing to do these steps? If somebody's too difficult, too scared, finicky with me, adios. Are they able? Are they able to buy? They may be all willing, but if they're not able, if the credit is $497, if they have $300 in their savings, and if they were fired from their job last week, chances of them buying a house, not so great. Unless they won lottery in Nigeria. Again, speaking of Nigeria. So are they willing, are they able, and are they ready? I don't want to just chauffeur them around to give them an idea what's out there so they can buy next year. Don't have time for that. Time is your most valuable, most precious asset. Don't fuck around with it. Don't waste it. And don't waste it on buyers who just pretend or enjoy looking at homes. Enjoy the idea. They're flirting with the idea of buying a house. They're not serious. So are they ready now? Or within a very short period of time? And one of the best questions you can ask is, what will find a perfect house this weekend? What I'm looking for is not just the words, but their overall reaction. Do I get like, oh shit? Or do I get like, oh man, that'd be awesome? A lot of the communication will happen on a non-verbal level, body language, emotion. All that I pay very close attention to. So that, my friends, are the buyers you're going to work with. That's what rock stars do. Buyers who are sellers, buyers who want to buy your own listings, past clients, and referrals. Now, with all of these, of course, need to be war. And you need to develop good communication skills to very quickly decipher who are these people, what do they do. Now, in order for you to do that, you need to master the ability to build trust so they can trust you. And the way you do that is you're interested in them. You make it about them. You inquire about them. You become interested about what is it that they want. And that's a two-part thing. What do they want? But also why? Because they're going to start with, well, we need a bigger house. And I'm here to tell you, most agents stop at that. Oh, okay, bigger house, cool, we can get that, let's go. You as a rockstar communicator, as a rockstar advisor, counselor, and a guide, not just some needy salesperson just chasing a commission, will be more inquisitive. That's awesome. What would a big house look like to you guys? What do you envision? What does that represent? Because what you're going for is a concept of construct. If then, this represents that. Because a big house to you may mean a giant bedroom. To them, it means a big backyard. It may be something completely different. You need to get clear. What emotions do they attach to what features? How will they interpret it? This will cut down on the number of dozens and dozens of homes that they may not be interested in. Although I had buyers who told me one thing, described the house perfectly. I had all the detailed notes, showed them something else, didn't match even closely. Has that ever happened to you? I didn't get the construct. You must understand their construct. But that's for another lesson, how to work with buyers, show property, and actually get those properties sold in one showing. What do they want and why? This is good process, not just for you to get clear. Do I want to work with them? Are they ready? Are they war, willing, able, ready? But it will help them get clear. Because those buyers who you chauffeur around for weeks and months, you show property, you finally get a contract accepted, and they get cold feet, is very often because that process brought clarity. The process of buying freaked them out. The process of moving freaked them out. I'll give you an insight. This is from the brand new Listing Presentation Plus 2.0 that'll be released shortly. I was working on my notes this morning. One of the fears, one of the most frequent, one of the biggest fears your buyers and sellers deal with is the fear that things will get worse. So in case of a buyer, what can get worse? Their financial situation can get worse. Holy shit, now we're responsible for this giant mortgage? Shit. That the house will not be that good, that it's going to be worse than the house where they rent now. That the neighbors will be shitty. That it's not good enough. Or they overpay. And their mother-in-law will make fun of them, how stupid they were to pay that much. All these fears. And very often these fears surface when it's too late, or they're already in the process where you invested a lot of time, a lot of effort. So getting clarity up front, very important. Now, speaking, a lot of time and a lot of effort. You heard the term throwing bad money after good. Have you had a buyer where you show them property, and you just feel like, well, fuck, I already invested so much time into these people. I must sell them something now just to make some money. Has that ever happened to you? Am I the only idiot who's done that? Stop now. Sit down with them now. Figure out what is the problem. And what you're going to get first is, well, we haven't found the perfect house. Are they looking for a perfect house? Is the perfect house out there, or do they have a construct to justify why they will not move and buy? I had that happen with buyers and sellers, where they created these emotional roadblocks, these fears, subconsciously very often, that were holding them back. Make sure you work with, if you choose to, willing, able, and ready. And it's going to be the fear of scarcity. It's going to be that fear, there's not enough, I got to hustle, I got to grind, and there's very little I can earn, that's going to keep you stuck. If you shift that to, shit, there's plenty, way more than I can handle. There'll be 5 million transactions closed this year. All I need is 50 this year to really crush it. You're on your way. So now here's the next question. Is it good so far? Are you guys enjoying it? Yes? What do you say? Brian liked the Nigeria comment. Please send replay heading to listing appointment coach. Oh, Jerry, go get him. Good job. All right. So you guys are enjoying it. Fantastic. Okay. So now you're going to get buyers. Good listings will attract buyers. You're doing an open house, you're going to get buyers. And they don't fit into any of these 4 categories. They're just a buyer. Here is the Borino system, the Borino program. I'm going to give you a short version in my Listing University, which is a private membership. Some of you are members. If you're a Path student, you're a member. Where I break it down into details, how to set that up. But the overview of the Borino approach is so that you don't just throw business out, and maybe an opportunity to earn some money is this. You're going to find another agent who's good with buyers. In my area, there was an agent, she was really good with buyers. Older lady, kind of motherly approach, very patient, didn't need a whole lot of money, so she had the patience to work with buyers. She wasn't like me, go, 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 deals, listings, clients. But she was good. She spoke Spanish, she knew the area, she was a good, reputable agent. So I made a deal with her. And I said, I'm going to feed you all these buyer leads. You're going to get every single one of those that don't fit in these categories. And you work them. I have few requirements. One is, turn off my phone, did you hear that? I can't believe it snuck in there. I pretend like it didn't happen. I would like you to use my lender Mitch, and I want a weekly update where you are with each and every one of them. And once a week, we would quickly just go over down the spreadsheet. These guys bought, these guys I'm still showing, these guys I dropped, these bought with somebody else. And I would keep feeding her leads. And I would have a referral fee set up with her, so that those buyers who did buy, I would get a nice referral fee. Everybody won. Buyers found the house. I didn't have to invest any time, which was really good, and I would still occasionally get paid. Now here's the revealing part. Out of a bunch of buyers, I would send her, and she would work them diligently. Very few actually bought. 2, maybe 3 out of 10, maybe. Maybe. So I would have invested colossal amount of time. I would have been never able to develop my listing skills, develop my listing systems, and develop my listing reputation and presence, generating listings. I wouldn't have had the time. And I would made a fraction of the commission I was making as a listing agent. That was the most startling revelation. Now, mind you, I was weeding out all the buyers where I knew these people would never buy anything. They don't qualify, or they're not war buyers at all. I would just feed her leads that I assumed were somewhat good leads. The initial conversation and consultation would go through us first. And it still was a huge investment on her time just to close 2, 3 out of 10, maybe. Because as you discovered, probably the hard way like me, the most you can work with at the time is probably 3, 4 buyers at the time. That's about all you can service. Well, give it good service, really invest the time and effort that it requires. After that, you're going to max out. So if you're maxing out already, and if this model doesn't work for you, if you're busy enough, some of you very productive agents, just get a buyer's agent. That's what all the top producers do. You don't see top producers chauffeuring people around. That's not a good model. Now, yes, you can hire somebody just to show property and you still negotiate, do all the work. To me, what I suggest is more profitable, more efficient. Make sense? That's how you do it, my friends. That's the way to not only survive this crazy business, but to thrive. It requires courage, it requires systems, it requires honing your skills and abilities, your communication skills, your marketing skills, follow-up skills, presentation skills. But if you're shooting for 200, 300, 400,000 or more, it ain't gonna happen with buyers. You're kidding yourself. This is the only way. All right, do you know what to do, Tony? He says, yes, thank you, excellent. Good, glad you guys getting it. Just closed my window on myself. Sorry about that. All right, guys. So that's my message today for you. This is how you do it. In combination with what we talked about on session 1, which is a different mindset, building these skills, building these systems that specifically focus on funnels that generate seller leads. Although be advised that many of the buyer leads you're getting could be also seller leads. You just need to be aware. Those people who may be interested in your ad you ran on Facebook about a listing, maybe these, buyers who are sellers. Here's the thing, and I'm going to leave you with this. Psychologically, and this will help you with improving your listing skills. Selling a house is not exciting. There's no excitement in it. Think about it. What does it require? Interviewing agents, researching, going through listing presentations. Who wants that? Cleaning the house, fixing stuff, strangers coming through your house, a day and night. Sometimes on very short notice. That means we have to keep the whole place clean, we have to maintain it, then we have to leave for showings, leave for open houses. Then negotiation, who wants that? It's conflict. It's confrontation. Most people try to avoid it. Then packing. Whew. Then hope the deal will close. And then letting go of the memories, the attachment that so many have to their property. It's difficult, it's emotional, it's a lot of stress, it's very negative. So if you're talking to the seller, don't spend too much time focusing on that. Yes, you need to go through it, especially as you're preparing the sellers about what's going to happen, how the process works, and during your listing presentation, obviously. That's part of your guide advisor role. But when you're marketing, when you're following up, when you're communicating, focus on more on the why. Why are they moving? What matters to them? Where are they going to be? So rather than talking about sell this one, sell this one, sell this one, why not talk about that beautiful condo that they want on golf course, or being in the mountains of Colorado, or enjoying the connection with the family in Florida, or whatever else matters to them. Enjoying the new job. Downsizing so they finally don't have to pay a $1,000 electric bill for the whole goddamn thing to keep cool, like we do here in Washington, D.C. That's what matters. Because remember this, every decision your prospects make, every single one, is fueled by emotion. The logic will justify it, the logic will validate it, but the logic will not trigger it. The source of that decision and going through with it is driven purely by emotion. Your job is to figure out what it is, that's the core driving emotion I keep talking about, and how intense it is, that's the motivation. The more intense that drive, that emotion, that feeling, that desire, or the problem is, the more motivated your seller is, the better chance you have to lock in a good listing soon, get it sucker sold, and help them move. Helpful? All right, guys. So that's the lesson for today. Now, if you want to learn how to do all this, I have systems for it. I wrote a book for it. From mindset to FSBOs to expireds, I have a whole bunch of systems, and you can get it all in one package. If you join the path, one by one, you're going to get it all. Not just you're going to get the books, but I will help you build it. I will help you implement it. I will coach you, teach you, and inspire you. I will help you troubleshoot it. So do check out the path. Some of you are students. Thanks for being part of it. For those who are still considering, go to the path. There's a video that explains what you get, how soon you're going to get it, how it works. It's called The Path. GoBorino.com is the URL. Check it out. Would love to have you. All right, friends. And with that, I wish you all a fantastic rest of the day, profitable weekend, and I'll talk to you real soon. Thank you very much for being here today. Coach Borino signing off. As always, let's go get 'em. Ciao. Bye, everybody.